And you're listening to WORT 89.9 FM Madison, and the time is 7 o'clock.
There's peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bins.
The Fair Share Community-Supported Agriculture Coalition invites the public to the 21st Annual CSA Open House, Sunday, March 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Monona Terrace. This free family-friendly event includes workshops and kids' activities. You'll be able to meet the farmers and learn about the variety of subscription options available from member farms. Learn about the Partner Shares program that provides financial assistance to limited-income households for purchasing CSA vegetable shares. There will also be information about local health insurance plans that provide rebates for CSA subscriptions. For more information, visit csacoalition.org or call 608-226-0300. Connecting local farmers and eaters to strengthen health, environment, and community. This is WORT 89.9 FM, Madison.
Welcome to the Access Hour, where each week we offer you the opportunity to take command of the airwaves. Everyone is invited to submit their program ideas by calling the station at 256-2001. Do it now during the show or during normal business hours. We'd like this show to be as unpredictable as possible, so we need your creative ideas. It's a fair trade. You give us your muse, and we give you the facilities and any help you need to get your show airborne. So get those synapses firing, and when the inspiration for some phenomenal radio lights your creative bulb, pick up the phone and call us. Right now, it's time to begin another foray into the freest form program on the WORT schedule, the Access Hour.
And there are human beings here associated with the Access Hour. The real human beings are in the studio waiting to go on the air. People from Project Home.
Yeah, I'm excited for the show tonight.
But right now, I'm here, Ken Rainier, the coordinator of the Access Hour, and Amy Owen. Dr.
Hello.
Owen is here to help me out, and I really appreciate it. Amy is the receptionist for this program and has been the receptionist for a couple of years now, and I consider her kind of a partner because she works here with the people, and I work with the people, and we have the phones,
thanks,
and
Ken.
it's all very, very important. And so, Amy, thank you.
Thanks. I really enjoy being here. And if you enjoy having the Access Hour too, call in now with your pledge, 256-2001. We really appreciate all of your donations. WORT uses every dime to the best that it can. I had a great time pledge wrapping last week here with Ken as well. We had a lively show. That was a good time.
Yeah, Sarah and Steph, they were nuts.
Yeah, and you never know what you're going to get on the Access Hour here. It's all sorts of different variety, and I love that about WORT and specifically about the Access Hour. Call in now to support us, 256-2001.
Or 1-866-899-WORT, 9678. That's what it is. Yes. And if you're on the web, there is a place where you can click to pledge us through the web. You can pledge money. You don't have to have the money in hand. No matter what you do, you just need to think about promising it for some time during the next couple of months.
Yeah, if you want to pledge
send you
online, WORTFM.org, if you'd like to pledge online like Ken was explaining. Yeah, and I have to say I've definitely pledged and then been really happy for the reminder. And you just write a check. You don't have to have it right in that immediate moment.
Nope.
It's true.
And it's also a matter of you can make a decision later on to increase it or decrease it or whatever. We need the pledge, though, so that we can count the dollars that we think we're going to get throughout the next half of a year.
That's right. 256-2001 to call in with your pledge now. So I also have to say I auto-give. And I really like the auto give.
Yeah, wonderful idea.
Exactly. And the auto give is something that you can request our fine phone answerers, Michael and Elizabeth, who are just waiting for your call, 256-2001. And the auto give is a situation where you can just give whatever's right for you, $5, $10, $50, $1,000 a month, if you would like to be especially generous.
Mm-hmm.
And you set it up to just give right out of your banking, right out of your checking account, and every month, poof, there it goes, straight to WORT, supporting our fine programming,
and it helps our
supporting the
cash flow.
Access Hour.
Helps the timing of the cash flow for you and for us here at the radio station.
Very reliable. 256-2001.
We're going to give this program to Project Home. They're the people in today, and they have been very kind. They allowed themselves to take this date. Whoops, excuse me, let me just pop that off. They allow themselves to take this date, even though they knew that it was a pledge drive. They said, no kidding, we'll do this anyway because this is important to us, and it's important that you have the support you need too, and we will this is the timing, we'll work with it. And so we want to make sure that they have the program they want to do today.
Fantastic.
So we need you to call 256-2001 or 1-866, that's the toll-free number, 899-WORT or 9678. And again, if you're listening on the web out there someplace in Webville or in Bangkok or wherever you are, we're really grateful. Listen away. But you also can click on a place on the web to pledge.
We'll be back soon.
Yep. Thanks very much. Here we go, Project Home.
All right. Thanks, you guys. We are happy to be here from Project Home doing the Access Hour this week. So we want to welcome you. We're going to talk about what Project Home is, the work we do in the community, our programs, all of that. And before we get to it, let's have everybody introduce themselves here. I'm Jason Hafman. I'm our outreach specialist at Project Home. And I'll just pass it on and let everybody go around and introduce themselves that's here tonight from our organization.
Hi, I'm Kathy Opegard, events specialist. I work on Hammer with a Heart and the Paint-a-thon.
Hi, my name is Reagan Jacobson. I'm the intake specialist at Project Home, and I run Project Home's home repair programs.
And I'm Adam Wisey, and I'm one of the assistant field supervisors at Project Home.
So we've got these four people here because of their various specialties and knowledge of our programs that we do. You're also going to hear from some callers throughout the program as well. We've got a weatherization client that we'd like to talk to. We've got some other people that are involved in some of our big volunteer events. So it's going to be a fun hour, and we're looking forward to it. So first of all, I want to say thank you to WORT, Ken, and the Access Hour for allowing us to come out and do this program. And then, of course, don't forget about their pledge drive. It's going on now. A few more days left to pledge your support of WORT. It's a great station in the area. Really important that you can do that so we can keep this going in the Madison market. So we really appreciate these opportunities. I know everyone that gets to go on here does that. Let's talk a little bit about Project Home. I mean, we've been around for 40 years as a nonprofit in the Madison area. We do work in Dane and Greene counties. There's various programs we have. But the overall arching theme of Project Home is that we try to help low to moderately low income people in the community with various services, home repairs, energy conservation. Those are some big things. And then we have some volunteer events, too, that are kind of falling in line with those themes that we'll get into later in the program. But right now, let's get into one of our biggest programs as we talk about that, which is weatherization. I'm going to have Adam and Reagan. You'll hear from those two in particular on this because they really have the best knowledge of it. But first of all, Adam, let's talk a little bit about what is weatherization. Tell people out there what weatherization is and what kinds of things we can do through that program for people.
Sure. Weatherization is really a process of improving homes to try and increase the home's energy efficiency, the comfort of the home for the homeowners. And in doing so, we also hope to improve the indoor air quality in the home, the durability of the structures themselves, and along the way it gives us an opportunity to also identify and correct certain health and safety problems in the house and in general get out in public in the community and educate people about energy use and energy savings.
So with the term weatherization, because that's something that's been around since 1976 when the federal government started the Low-Income Weatherization Assistance Program. I know a lot of people maybe aren't clear of what that means. We've heard terms like winterization. We've heard other terms. But to kind of break that down to its most understandable sense for people, how would you describe it?
Well, the way I always describe it to people when they first ask me is it's insulation and air sealing. By and large, that's a huge proportion of the work that we do in a person's home. We air seal the leaks to keep the conditioned air in the home, and then we insulate to help buffer the home from the outside temperatures. So it's kind of a combination of those two things. We also do mechanical system improvements with heating systems. We work on ventilation systems in the homes to, again, help improve indoor air quality and get rid of excess moisture in homes. So it's a combination of all those things.
And ventilation systems, I mean, sometimes people hear that, they think of this whole internal ventilation system, intricate unit that can be put into a home, but a lot of times, your program's doing that in a different way, isn't it, with weatherization?
Yeah, by and large, it's a bath fan, a bathroom exhaust fan on some sort of a timed control switch. And that's usually enough to provide, once we've been into a home, to tighten up the house. That bathroom fan is usually enough to provide ventilation for the whole house.
Reagan, what kind of people get help through this program?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tell people about that. Who are some of the people out there that we're able to reach?
Yeah, the great thing about weatherization is that it's tied to another program called Energy Assistance. And Energy Assistance is a program that is set up to help low-income households pay their utility bills. So anyone who qualifies for Energy Assistance automatically qualifies for this weatherization program. So the easiest thing to do is to call Project Home at 246-3737. We can go over the income limits with you. We can tell you whether or not your household might qualify. But ultimately, if you qualify for energy assistance, your household can qualify for weatherization services.
And we talk about some of these services and some of the, a lot of the things Adam mentioned with air sealing, insulation, how those can impact things, and then all the other measures. But Adam, how do you measure some of these things? I mean, tell people just on a basic level, how can you measure those energy savings, the difference you make in a house?
Well, I mean, basically what we do is blower door testing, other diagnostic tests we use. We'll test the furnace's efficiency before and after we have a chance to work on the heating system. But a blower door test, again, we set up a fan in the door, blow the air out of the house, and at that test pressure we can sort of determine how leaky or how tight a particular home is. And we'll do that before and after air sealing, and before we perform our work and after we perform our work. And from that we can sort of determine exactly what sort of improvements we've been able to make.
Well, we've got a client on the line right now that we're going to go to and talk about what kind of improvements he's seen in his house. First of all, we want to say welcome to you, Ed Lucas, for coming on board. Ed, thanks so much for being on the program tonight. We know you've had weatherization done at your house, but you've been involved in a number of things for Project Home with some of our volunteer events as well. So thanks for coming on the Access Hour tonight, Ed.
Thank you for having the opportunity to say thanks to a lot of people for the work they did.
Now, Ed, the weatherization program and process, you've been through it. So can you tell people a little bit about what types of things were done in your home that you recognized and were able to understand?
Yeah, when I moved here in 93, 94, something like that, we did some work on the house, but not a lot had been done since. My wife lost her job, 2 jobs, and I've been retired for a while. And so we didn't have the budget to do a lot, but when they came, they looked at in the kitchen, there was a refrigerator and freezer that were pretty high expensive operations, and they took those out. The basement, we had hot water heater and furnace. Both had been in for that many years and were not functioning real well, and they were both replaced. The house had the new roof put on the house, had weatherization put in the attic, and we had painting around the house where I had stripped all the old lead-based paint off with a vacuum cleaner and stuff like that when we got here, and it was redone with a nice brown stain.
Yeah, so as Ed, excuse me, Ed. So he's talking about all these things. These are some other programs too. The painting is through our Paint-a-thon program. As we told you, Ed's been involved in a lot of things here. You guys have had a lot done through Project Home. Some of the repairs, including the roof, was through our Hammer with a Heart program. Weatherization really kind of focuses in on that energy conservation, energy building, making energy efficiency upgrades in people's houses. And so what happened there too is you had the insulation put in. I know that. Ed, can you tell us a little bit about what it meant to have these services available to you at a time where you really needed it?
Well, it was the functioning of the equipment was not doing real well anymore, and getting into the winter, we had no funds to do this. My income is going in to pay the mortgage, so it was really tough, and it was a blessing in every way for us to have the house in a literally much more comfortable for us and for a guest who's staying here with us who needs the home. So weatherization put also the little fan in the attic, which turns on the. It helps to ventilate the house. They tested the house for air, how much air came in to the house, and found that the right amount was there. So the bathroom does pretty much ventilate the house gently. And it's just a blessing. I can do volunteer work. I do a lot of volunteer stuff, but with a low income, it makes it almost impossible to have done this. The attic insulation was done, and the garage door.
Well, Ed, we want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time and your insight into, just someone that's had the work done and your experience and what it meant to you. So thanks so much, Ed, and have a great night.
Yeah, let me say,
go ahead.
Many people need this kind of help, and it's a blessing to me to see that there are a number of people getting it around the city who really need service and can't afford to pay for it anymore.
Well, thanks, Ed. We appreciate it. We're glad we could help you out, too.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing it.
All right. So that was Ed, a weatherization client. We appreciate his time and giving you some insight into what this program can all do. So, Reagan, a couple of quick things now. How do people qualify for this? Again, I know you mentioned a little bit about that. Can you just clarify a little bit more for people?
Yeah, households that qualify for a program called Energy Assistance are automatically qualified for this weatherization program. And Project Home does weatherization in Dane and Greene counties. So you don't have to live in the city of Madison to get the services. If you live in Dane County or Greene County and qualify for energy assistance, you can automatically qualify for that weatherization program. So give Project Home a call, talk to our intake department. 246-3737 is the phone number, and we can go over the qualifications with you and also how you would qualify for energy assistance and weatherization.
Adam, one other thing about weatherization in particular, I mean, the program's been around a long time. I've been doing a lot of this stuff, but what's one of the biggest things that you see out of people that from the time that we can start on a house to the time that house is finished through weatherization, one of the biggest impacts that can be made?
Generally, the comfort of the home is the biggest thing that people notice. They'll notice that the temperature is more even throughout the entire house. Even noise reduction issues, if they live on a busy street and we're able to insulate the walls, they'll mention and remark that they can't hear the traffic noise as much anymore. So there's, other than the benefit of, making your home more energy efficient, there's those sensible things as well, just being more comfortable in your home.
There's a weatherization page on our website, projecthomewi.org. So you can check out more information there, of course, about weatherization. Don't, there's information there. You can call the number as well, 246-3737, and plenty of very nice people to give you more information about weatherization and how to qualify for that. As we get into the next little bit here, before we cut back to Ken for a pledge drive work, we want to again remind you the Wort Pledge Drive going on right now. But Reagan, why don't you tell us a little bit about home repair? Because that's another program that we have at Project Home, and it's something that's a little smaller than weatherization, but still very important.
Yeah, one of our smaller programs is a City of Madison home repair program. That program is a subsidized program where people who qualify can get home repairs done for $10 an hour for labor. You can't beat that labor rate for a skilled guy. And the cost of materials. So if people are under a certain income limit and own their home in the city of Madison, and also the home has to be assessed under a certain limit, then we have funds to come in and help do small repairs on homes. We do small plumbing repairs, small carpentry repairs. We don't do any remodeling or new construction, but we have really great skilled guys. And, we love to help anyone out in the city of Madison. Check out our website, which is projecthomewi.org. Or give us a call, and we can go over the qualifications and see if we can help you with some small home repairs.
So significantly reduced labor rate for that, and then but not just as much skill as anyone out there in the market. So it's incredible. So that home repair, weatherization, we've covered those. We're going to kick it back to Ken and everybody for some more pledge drive information. When we come back, we'll get into some of our volunteer programs. We've got a couple of big ones coming up in just a few months, and Hammer with a Heart is up next. But we'll be back in a bit.
And we are back here in the studio to reinforce the idea that we're engaged in an on-air pledge drive here at WORT FM.
That's right.
And Amy is back with me. Amy has to trudge in from the receptionist desk to help me out here in the studio and is wearing a cast or a brace on her left.
I got a little boot on my foot. It's true. I do.
Gosh.
Cheer me up, 256-2001. If you want to call in right now, cheer me up from having to wear this boot. If you want to cheer me up on the internet, that's good too. Call in or pledge online.
We do need you to call. We have a very mild goal, a modest goal, and we think we can hit it. Maybe 4 people calling during the course of the hour to get, well, it would get us there. I think so. We have a lot of thank you gifts.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the book I got for my pledge last weekend?
Yeah. Michael Perry
book.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you don't always hear about, in addition to auto give, which I was talking about earlier, and is super easy. If you call right now for Michael and Elizabeth, they can tell you about auto give too. 256-2001.
Or 866-899-WORT, 9678.
And I was going to say on the web, too, before.
Go for it.
WORTFM.org.
Please give us a call. We have to have 4 of you, at least, to push the buttons here and make things happen for the station.
That's right, and I love to make this noise, our bell, which means that someone has pledged.
It's one of those old school bells, kind of fun to hit.
Yeah. Call in, ring our bell.
256-2001. It's very important. We understand at this time for the Access Hour that it's mostly the concept that people will pledge for, and we understand that.
Freedom
if
of the
you're thinking you like the idea of the Access Hour, we started off after Alex Welling White was done with the jazz today. We started off with the BBC, international news.
Mm-hmm.
And then we broke it down and we got free speech radio news, which is sometimes international, sometimes national,
right.
Community radio-oriented stuff. Then we got down to the local level, but intense local news in our backyard, like a magazine. Not real nice in-depth stories, none of this really flashy headline stuff. Yeah, for Madison and Dane County. And now we're hitting an hour-long program, which is actually the listener sponsors participating in making community radio.
That's right. And where else around the airwaves are you actually going to be able to get on for a full hour of whatever you would like to do? So if that sounds good to you, you want to continue supporting that, call in now, 256-2001.
There is a really nice design this time. It has to do with the carnival, which has just gone by, and it's fancy. And they've put it on a poster so you can buy a print and all that. But they also put it on a mug.
I love that my Wort mugs. I have like 4 Wort mugs.
This mug is really sharp. It's black, and then it's got this really colorful design on it, and it's really nice. And I already have pledged for one myself.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pledge for anything, by the way. You can pledge money, and you can say, no, thank you. I don't want a thank you gift because
that happens too.
You are the people that I want.
Right. Well, and the real gift is that fine programming that we get to listen to every single day, 24/7 on this volunteer-powered station. 256-2001.
We've got all these things, so we're happy to give them to you.
Exactly. And I was going to say earlier, I got the book from the Browse Shelf, which is something that you can request at a certain level of pledge. And I always forget about the Browse Shelf. But it's great. There were belly dancing DVDs on there. There's a ton of CDs. There's all sorts of interesting books. I was looking at Kate Chopin's The Awakening on that Browse Shelf. I'm like, wow, I haven't read that since high school. All sorts of variety on that Browse Shelf, just like the Access Hour can bring to you. 256-2001. Call now if you want to support the variety that you can hear on our Access Hour program. It's something different every single week. You never know.
It's predictably unpredictable.
Poetry, music. Yeah, it's such a nice thing to have. Every time I walk in on a Monday, I don't know what I'm going to get.
I think it's like the station in microcosm, but it really is more like the community in microcosm. It's really nice. And we actually go beyond the local Madison, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois thing for this thing. We have had people who have volunteered to do an Access Hour and asked, actually, if they could do an Access Hour from across the country.
Oh, that's
and from
so
down
cool.
in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's so cool.
Maybe they used to live here, or whatever, and they still listen and they want to participate, and they're going to visit family or something.
Nice.
So we really have a nice connection here. There are only 52 accesses a year. It's once a week, and so we do our best to spread them out. But
and they're
basically
very
it's
popular.
first come, first serve. Oh, I'm scheduling right now in August.
Oh yeah, so
So
256-2001 if you want to call in right now and support Ken and all of his work for the Access Hour.
And all the people who do the Access Hour, they work hard for weeks and weeks to put this thing together. This is their big shot.
That's
So
right. And a lot of
please-
people are really brave coming on the air, too. We get some folks who are familiar with it, but also some folks who are shy, and they might be playing their music for the first time or reading their own poetry for the first time. It's pretty great to be able to see it. 256-2001. Call in now. Support the Access Hour.
Also have to ask, those of you who have done Access Hours, you're welcome to pledge as well.
Oh, yeah, we always love to hear back from you. That's
So-
such a great time, too. And if you would prefer to pledge on the web, WORTFM.org, you can pledge securely online, too.
We're going to go back to the program now. It's 256-2001, 866-899-9678, which is WORT. And by the way, 899, that's our frequency, so it shouldn't be very hard to remember. Please give us a call. We need 4 people at least to call with a pledge here. We've had, apparently, Dexter's brought food in, which is really cool for the
Dexter's
volunteers.
Pub.
See, they're part of the community. And Michael and Elizabeth are out there, and they're part of the community. Amy's a
Waiting for
part of the
you.
community.
That's
The
right.
folks from Project Home are part of the community, and we really want to get back to them right now. So we're going to do that.
All right.
256-2001,
Can't wait to hear from you.
866-899-WORT.
See you soon.
Give us a call.
All right, thanks, Amy and Ken. We appreciate it. As we get back here, it's Project Home on the Access Hour. Again, thanks for the opportunity for us to do this. We really appreciate it and appreciate Wort being on the airwaves. So, again, that's why it's so important to get your pledges in and to get your support in. At whatever level you're comfortable at, do what you can, because this is such a great resource for all people in the community. So, dial that number and give, go on their website. And you can make a difference. Trust me. So right now we're going to talk about some of our big volunteer events that we do through Project Home. Hammer with a Heart is an event that is 2 months away. Kathy Opegard, Hammer with a Heart is 2 months away from today. So the stress level for you and I is going up a little bit. As we're two of the big planners of that event through Project Home, but there's so many people involved with it. Kathy, can you give people a little bit of a history about what Hammer with a Heart is, and where we're at today with that program, and its 12th year this year?
Sure. Hammer with a Heart is a free major home repair program for low-income members of our community. And we use both skilled and community volunteers to do major home repairs in the community. And we do stuff like replacing roofs, windows, we fix stairs, we've installed wheelchair ramps and help with other barrier-free construction. Our community volunteers rake and trim bushes and wash windows and all kinds of other important home maintenance things. And we've helped everyone from a lady in Stoughton who lived in her home for 50 years to a family of 6 who just really needed help with some safety and health repairs in their homes. And it's really exciting. Our volunteers have a great time, and we're really proud of the work that we do, and it's a fun project.
And it's a fun project to organize. Don't get me wrong about saying the stress level is going up. There's just a lot going on, a lot of details to get in place, and occasionally we've got to do some maneuvering. So that's how it kind of comes about. We do siding projects as well through that program. This year we're going to be doing re-siding an entire house that really, really needs it down in Oregon. So there's so much that we can do through that. And again, the big thing, there's 2 main components to it. Financial contributions from our sponsors, from people that financially support the event, and then skilled volunteers and community volunteers. And by skilled volunteers, those are people that can do roofing, construction, carpentry, all the plumbing, all electrical, all that stuff that just not everybody can do, and they do it well, and they do it because it's the right thing to do, and because they want to help people out in the community. And then the community volunteers, that can be anybody. A lot of times they're helping with cleanup on the site. They're helping up with other smaller projects, maybe some interior painting or something like that. But those people are just as valuable to the program and the event, and all of that together really makes it go. So that's what we love about this community, is that so many people get involved. Kathy, I know with volunteers in particular, how many volunteers are we looking at every year? Because I know it's quite a few.
We're looking at between 225, 250 plus volunteers every year, and it is always amazing to me how willing and happy people are to help out. And we're talking like, we replace a roof in a day. And so our skilled volunteers show up. They're there at like 6:30 in the morning. They're shoveling off the roof, and our community volunteers arrive there at 8:30, and they start picking up shingles, and we just work, and everybody's happy, and then we feed everybody lunch, and you get a free T-shirt, and then by the end of the day, the homeowner has a new roof. And I have to tell you that one of my favorite things to see is to see the faces of the folks who, when there's 25 people that show up at their door to give them a new roof or to fix their stairs and do all kinds of repairs that they couldn't possibly do, and it's just wonderful to see those smiles. They really are so happy, and it's just a really big help to them.
Now, I mentioned earlier, this is the 12th year of Hamburger with the Heart coming up. May 4th is the big event, the first Saturday in May. To this point, in the first 11 years, 85 homes we've been able to do major repairs on. 85 homes, just incredible, and 8 more this year. So, I mean, there's a lot of improvement through this program in Dane County that we've been able to do. Now, Hamburger with the Heart, unlike Weatherization, is just Dane County. It's not Dane and Greene County, so this is a Dane County program. But, those are some big numbers for a program that's been around just a little over 10 years. And, again, we couldn't do it without the help of all the people that are involved, in particular our skilled people. And we're going to be talking to one of them in just a second. Let's bring him in right now. I know, Tim Sweeney of NARI. He's on the phone right now. Tim, thanks for coming on the air tonight.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
All right, Tim. Hey, can you just tell people, how did you get involved in this thing anyway? Because I know you've been doing it for a number of years, and we just keep roping you in every year. But I know you're glad to do it. Well, how did you get involved in the first place?
It's been a lot of fun doing it every year. We've met a lot of great folks that we've been able to help out, and I've been trying to think how I got started, but it's been about 10 years now, and I think I just answered a request from, it was Paula Gibson at that point, and she wanted some help to set up an organized project, and we've been enjoying doing it ever since. So it's been a lot of fun. We've helped a lot of people over the past years, and we have folks that help us out on the crew every year that they're raring to go every year to come back and help again. It's really a rewarding day.
Hey, Tim, this is Kathy. Tell us a little bit, kind of just give us an overview of what you did this last year for kind of just the scope of the project was really amazing. Give us a little look into that.
So we met with a lady who has MS, and we went in, and generally what happens is you go in and take a peek at the house, and we see what the needs are, and we take a look at what possibilities are, and we start scratching our head. And what we ended up doing with this lady who had MS or has MS is we went in and helped her. We totally remodeled the kitchen. We put new cabinets in, countertops, everything accessible for her. Put new floors in. There was a bunch of painting. We remodeled her bathroom 100% with a new roll-in shower, and the bathroom in general is all accessible. It's just a very nice setup for her, and it's just made her life so much easier. Outside, we cleaned up the yard, cutting trees down and cleaning brush, and we repaired a screen porch, and so it was actually the largest one I've ever been involved with. We probably had 60 or 70 people there during the day, and it was quite an interesting project. So, come to find out, one of our members, our NARI members, that's who I represent, is NARI, which is National Association of Remodeling Industry. One of our members, it was actually her daughter is who we ended up doing the project for, which I didn't find out until a couple weeks after we had accepted, taking on this project. So,
Tim, what kind of?
That's who.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's who I'm. I am representing is our remodeling organization here in Madison, NARI, and the members who contribute all these efforts. It couldn't be done without their efforts, and I'm so proud of our group that they come out, and year after year they come out and just help out in unbelievable ways. Bella Domicile supplied all the cabinets for the project without any cost to the owner. Benjamin Plumbing did a lot of the plumbing work. Nana's Flooring was in there. Ganchert Nursery. It was just a whole ton of members that they call me every year and they say, "Tim, what do you need?" And we just go from there. They're just they're always so happy to help and give of their talents.
Yeah, Tim, that's just one thing. You're within this organization, National Association of the Remodeling Industry, and I just wonder, you come to them every year and you ask for that, and I was just wondering what kind of a response you get. I mean, what kind of response did you get that first year, and then how is that just built as time has gone on?
Truly, every year I get folks. Actually, there's a group from Epic, the software group here in Madison, or in Verona, actually. Every year, they will start calling me and say, "Hey, where are we working this year? We want to be on your team. We just had so much fun." I just have absolutely no problem finding people. It's a little unnerving the day of. It usually starts out real slow. I get there early, and a lot of times we'll go and we'll have breakfast at 6:00 in the morning, and we get to the site, and I'm kind of nervous about the day, and pretty soon a few people will start to come, and then you see more, and pretty soon there's just a ton of people around looking to do stuff, and everybody's just so gracious with donating their time, and end of the day they're just completely exhausted because a lot of them don't do the physical work, but they've been able to give of their talents as best they can,
and just
really give to the.
Sorry, Tim, and that just speaks to the people you have involved and the kind of people you are. So we're going to move on to our next interview in a little bit, but we want to say thanks so much, Tim, for coming on. We appreciate it, and we appreciate everything you do for Hammer with a Heart, Tim. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tim.
You bet. Thanks. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tim Sweeney, involved with National Association of the Remodeling Industry. We'll talk to somebody else here in just a minute. We've got Al Terry coming up in just a second. But, first of all, without all the help of these people, there would be no Hammer with a Heart, so let's acknowledge them right now. Our sponsors for this year that we know of at this point, and we're still looking for more, so if you're out there and you've got the ability and you've got interest in becoming involved in this particular event, Hammer with a Heart, 2 months away, it's still a chance to become a sponsor for this year's event if you'd like and if you have the ability. But right now, we want to say thank you to all these people. Findorf, Heartland Credit Union, Johnson Bank, American Family Insurance, Houseman Johnson Insurance, Associated Bank, Madison Area Builders Association, Wagner CPAs, M3 Insurance, Wisconsin Bank and Trust, Godfrey and Kahn, Carpenters Union, the local 314 unit, U.S. Bank, Von Briest and Roper, Capital Bank, and NARI, Tim Sweeney, who we just talked with from the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. They've been involved for such a long time. Those are all financial sponsors. And then skilled groups, people that are also involved on that level. Findorf does both, financial contribution and providing skilled crews. Carpenters Union does that as well. Madison Area Builders does it. NARI does it. We've got some new skilled groups this year. Brown Roofing and Siding is going to be involved in 2013 to do a roof for us, so we thank them. And JL General Contractors is going to be involved providing some skilled labor, and they're also looking at potentially doing a sponsorship as well. And then we want to mention our media sponsors very briefly. NBC 15, they've been doing a lot for us, and a new radio sponsor this year, Q106, who's going to be involved in Hammer with a Heart as well. So I think we're ready for Al Terry now. So let's bring Al in, and we're going to talk to him a little bit because there's another guy and another organization, Madison Area Builders, that's been doing Hammer with a Heart a long time. Thanks for coming in, Al, and we appreciate you being on the phone tonight with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jason.
So Al, tell people why do you do this every year?
Well, I guess it started out with my parents, telling me to get my room clean and making me a always keep it clean was something I wanted to do. And then the other part that had me going is when I was a little bit younger, I was always focused on the neighborhood, just helping people throughout the neighborhood. There were a couple elderly families that lived there, husband and wives that had been there as long as I can remember, and it was, maybe more in the lawn for them, maybe taking out the trash, and, every now and then I'd get 50 cents or $1 for them, and, after a while it's like, well, it just kind of stuck with me.
So, Al, what would you say has been one of your favorite Hammer with Heart projects? Like just a real quick kind of, this was really fun to do. We really enjoyed this.
Well, it's always best when I get an opportunity to work with a family, especially a family with young kids, due to the fact that those are the ones that are always, right up on you. They're the ones that are interested the most in regards to what you're doing and how you're doing it. So, in a way, they kind of learn as we do, and if they can benefit from that, that's what I enjoy most.
Hey, Al, tell me now, there's one story that I heard you just kind of say in passing a little bit, or I overheard a little bit, you talking to somebody else about, but one story in particular that kept you coming back year after year, I think with a young girl who actually wrote you a letter. Can you tell people just a little bit about that story?
Right. Well, that was a family that had, numerous problems throughout the house, as well as health issues in which they had. Given the opportunity, the Madison Area Builders Association was able to come in and not only demolish the garage on the property that had caught on fire for the family, which they could not afford to do, but we demolished it, hauled it away. We redid the roof that had got damaged from that, as well as, numerous other projects throughout the house. One of the reasons that it stuck with me is that I received a thank you letter. I received a thank you letter from the family, but within that letter was a handwritten crayon drawing from the youngest member of the family saying thank you. And in regards to that, it was also written in there that not only has, this put a smile on the youngest child's face, it had made such an improvement in the household that the mother had indicated that the grades of the older kids had actually improved. So, it's just giving them somewhat of a fresh start, being able to, bring friends over and not have them criticize the way your house looks due to the fact that theirs might be a little bit nicer.
And I know, haven't you gotten updates of their grades kind of year in and year out from that point?
Well, we've been fortunate enough to kind of keep in touch due to the fact that I've been a part of this through the Madison Area Builders Association for 10 years now, so they know how to get a hold of me. And it seems that, the overall family's doing great. A couple of the kids have applied for college, and they're waiting on their acceptance letters. So, we wish the best for them, and we were just fortunate enough to be able to provide them with that opportunity.
Hey, Al, thanks so much for everything you do for Hammer with a Heart and everybody out there. We appreciate you and Madison Area Builders being involved.
Hey, not a problem. I appreciate the chance to give that opportunity back to the community in which the Madison Area Builders Association lives and works.
Thank you, Al. You're great.
Great. Thanks.
We love Al. We love Hammer with a Heart, and we're going to kick it back to Ken and Amy for a little more Pledge Drive.
And hi, we are Ken and Amy, and we are back. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Ken, this is Amy, and I have a lovely announcement to make. More bell.
I remember that one.
All right.
256-2001.
Call in now to join our pledger, Sue, who made a wonderful, generous pledge to us. I'm so thrilled. Thank you for donating to WORT, Sue.
Thanks, Sue. Thanks very, very much. And Sue said some nice things about the Access Hour, which I really appreciate, because the Access Hour does not have a person that runs it every week that can attract a regular listener. Well, yeah,
but you're right.
The phantom in the back. Yeah.
Content changes every time.
The hosts change every time.
If you like that, 256-2001. Join Sue in supporting us.
866-899-WORT if you're calling from outside the 608 listening area. Is it called a 608 listening area? I don't know, 608 area code.
Yeah, sure.
256-2001 if you're inside. Please give us a call. We were looking for 4 calls in the hour. We got one.
That's right. And we are close to our goal.
We're grateful to her, but we would like to have a couple more calls. Right. It's important for the Access Hour to pull its own weight in the Wort schedule. The Wort schedule is filled with amazing programming. Some of it is music. Ryan is going to come on later on, play electronic dance music for 3 hours, and it's wonderful. I listened to it after the show.
Mm-hmm.
We had the BBC, we have Democracy Now!, we have all the weekend programming from around, the international music and
That's
blues,
right.
and it's just...
But Ken, our local Madison folks and local area folks can also do a fine job with their programming.
Yes, I think so, and they do. And they do, right here on the Access Hour. There are 52 accesses a year.
Well, not to say. I mean, our hosts are also local, but...
No, everybody is local here. This is listener-sponsored community radio, and we all work together on it. There are like 300 or 400 volunteers. The thing is that all of these programs have, a real set format, a real set host, a way that things are done. People will tune it in expecting Rockin' John to be coming on at Saturday night,
Right,
they expect Terry O to play international music on Thursday morning.
How many years of experience all those folks got? It's true.
Yeah, so they expect that. Well, what do you expect for the Access Hour?
Well,
you expect, golly, I don't know.
I see you putting everything together every week, making sure that everybody's got what they need in order to make sure that their hour of access on the radio is as best as it can be. 256-2001. If you want to call in now and support Ken and the Access Hour, and in general the variety that you hear on WORT at this time. Really, really important.
Not many stations offer something like the Access Hour, so I think it's worthwhile, the concept, to pledge it. If you pledge money, you don't have to have it right now. Just promise it, and we will take any amount down to the smallest amounts, and we will take also up to the largest amounts.
That's right.
But
We'd like that too.
We have thank you gifts at various levels if you pledge. The phone answerers, Mike and Elizabeth, will talk to you all about that. Maybe even Amy if she's out there and you're calling during the programming.
Oh, yeah.
We have to get back to the Project Home people. They're sitting and they have quite a bit of stuff they've been trying to cram into their 45 minutes of time. And
what a great program today.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. And by the way, you listened to a lot of sponsors of Hammer with a Heart a little while ago. Jason was listing a lot of sponsors. Those people may or may not be sponsoring WORT,
Call
here
in
and there.
now and be
but
our
we
sponsors.
need you to sponsor. 66% of our budget comes from you, the listener sponsors, and we need that. So give us a call, 256-2001, 866-899-WORT, or the web, if you're listening on the web.
WORTFM.org.
And click. There's got to be an easy place to find to click. I have to look at it. I never remember. I'm the kind of guy that looks at the screen and then looks away and forgets. I look at my clock and somebody says, what time is it? And I go, oh, no, I better look at my clock.
We'll be back.
256-2001.
Thank you, guys. So you're so gracious as well. But I'm sure, hey, I bet a good number of those people have given to Wort at some point, and maybe individuals that work at some of those companies, I'm sure, as well. And, there's this theme here. They were just talking about 4. We need 4 pledges. Hammer with a Heart is on May 4. So, kind of continually think about that number 4, and we'll get the pledges done. We'll get people at Hammer with a Heart that we need supporting us. And there are 4 of us in the studio from Project Home tonight. So we do need a transition, because thanks for reminding me that we have a lot more to get to. Paint-a-thon is another big event that we do. It's completely volunteer. There's no cost to the people involved in this event. And this is going to be the 25th year of Paint-a-thon, Kathy. So I know that's a big thing for us. I mean, it's been going on a long time. Again, a bunch of volunteers involved in this, and volunteers, giving us supplies, people giving us supplies. And we've also got a new sponsor this year for the first time, right?
Woohoo! Hallman Lindsay. Hallman Lindsay has been generously donating the wonderful paint to us, and we so appreciate this, and especially in this 25th year of the Paint-a-thon. And just so you know what it is, it's a free exterior home painting program for low-income homeowners, and we do the whole 9 yards. We do the scraping, we do the painting, provide the brushes and the tarps, and do the cleanup and all that good stuff. And it is so much fun to watch a house transform in a day, where it looked really, pretty tough on the outside, and the homeowner was maybe, feeling kind of bad about it, and then we, like I said, a whole bunch of our friendly volunteers show up and paint it in a day, and it looks great, and really contributes to the homeowner, the neighborhood, and community. And we, with that event as well, we've got a mixed group of people. We've got some professional painters that do homes, right? And then we have people in the community that do homes. And the Paint-a-thon is the end of July, so the last Saturday in July, July 27th, is when all of this crazy action. Paint's going to be flying in all directions, all different colors, all that stuff on July 27th. But, talk about some of those quick groups of the professional groups that do things for us. Sure. I'd like to throw out a big thank you to Badger Painting, CertaPro Painters, Eric Welch Painting, Culver's Painting, And also, once again, thank Hallman Lindsay Paints for supplying us with this wonderful exterior paint that really puts a big smile on our homeowners' faces.
It's almost too easy doing a program like this with you, because you just segue me right into our interview with Mark Kowald of Hallman Lindsay. He's on the phone right now. Mark, thanks so much for coming on the air tonight to talk a little bit about Hallman Lindsay and why you guys are involved in Paint-a-thon. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Mark, can you, a little bit here, just kind of briefly talk about how Hallman Lindsay even got involved in Paint-a-thon?
Well, Hallman Lindsay has been a Dane County company. We started out on the east side of Madison and moved to Sun Prairie, where we manufacture paint for our 24 Wisconsin stores. We're a local paint store and manufacturer, and all of our stores are in Wisconsin. Well, Mott's Paint was another local company that supported you guys, and they were purchased by Sherwin-Williams in 2001. And then Mott's no longer could support the Paint-a-thon as a local company, and we were happy to jump in.
Well, we appreciate you guys, coming in and donating all the paint you have in the last handful of years. What does it mean to Hallman Lindsay to be involved in an event like Paint-a-thon?
Well, it's a great opportunity to contribute back to the community. I mean, like I said, we are a local family-owned company here in Dane County, and it's just one way that we can give back.
And is it true that part of the reason you like to do it is because it's so crazy to have 12 or 17 houses painted all in one day?
Well, it's funny because we have we've got 5 of our Madison stores from Middleton to Sun Prairie and East Side, West Side, downtown, and they're all on point, getting ready to take the paint orders at the end of July and get match the colors, do whatever we need to do to keep all the volunteers out there painting.
And it's true, Hallman Lindsay is a big help to us because we do our best to estimate the paint properly so we can cover everybody, but we always say, okay, here's your Hallman Lindsay store. If you need to get more paint, call them up, and they've called them up and run off and get another gallon, and they're there for us. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you. We're glad to do it.
Yeah, Mark, and then just one other thing about Paint-a-thon and in general, when you look at an event like this, I mean, we all know from painting the inside of our house, a room or something like that, that is one way to just quickly upgrade your house and just, give you a much better feeling about your house. And do you find that that's pretty true with all the people that are being helped?
It's very true. It's a great way that you can change color changes the whole outlook of your house, both inside and out. So it's a quick transformation that is a big boost.
All right, Mark. Hey, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us tonight about Hallman Lindsay, about being involved in Paint-a-thon. We appreciate you, everything you're doing, and the fact that you guys are our very first Paint-a-thon financial sponsor this year. So thanks so much for everything you do for us.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, that's Mark Kowald of Hallman Lindsay Paints. Kathy, a couple things that we neglected to jump into about Hammer with a Heart, but these two events kind of are closely related for you and I as we plan them. And of course, we thought, well, why should we have them too far apart? That'd be too easy. Let's put them just a couple months apart and make it more difficult for ourselves. So the date, July 27th, and there's information on our website about both Hammer with a Heart and Paint-a-thon, and then Facebook and Twitter. If you are active on Facebook and Twitter, find Project Home on there, send us a friend request, like our fan page on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We are posting information and things and updates all the time about people involved in those two events.
And I want to be sure to send you all to our website, projecthomewi.org, because there you can see before and after pictures of Hammer with a Heart homes, of the Paint-a-thon homes. You can find out more about weatherization, our home repair programs, all the things that we've chatted about here tonight that are offered to you through Project Home. So projecthomewi.org, go ahead and check it out.
And we want to touch on another event. So here's another volunteer event that's going on, and this is a big one for the summer. So this one is actually, again, at Project Home, we do it big. It's the day after Paint-a-thon. When you need a little R&R, head over to the Blues Cruise 2, which is going to be at the East Side Club on Monona Drive. It's a car show with music and motorcycles, cars, boats are going to be involved this year. There's all kinds of music going on. You've got Harpo John and the All-Nighters. Primitive Culture is going to be playing. Cool Front, Paul Filipowicz, and Wort is involved in that event as well. So we thank them for being involved. We got some sponsors, Heartland Credit Union, Smart Payment Plan. Those are all people that are involved in that one. And it's just a fun event. All of the proceeds from that event go to Project Home's Emergency Home Repair Fund, which is something that is out there for us to help people in another way. So, again, it's a great event. And if you're tired out from painting all day Saturday, swing over there. You can have yourself a good time. So, just wanted to let you know about that one as well.
That's Sunday, July 28th.
28th, July 28th, so the day after Paint-a-thon. After you see all the newly painted houses all around Dane County, then that'll be your cue when you see the paint drying that you should swing over to Blues Cruise 2 the very next day at the East Side Club. One more thing that we do that's also free, let me look at all this free stuff, you guys. We're going to bring Reagan back in because she knows a lot about this, is our home maintenance classes. There's free information out there that through Project Home at our office we make available to people. So, Reagan, can you tell us a little bit about how these classes got started?
Yeah, Project Home is dedicated to improving housing any way we can in Dane and Greene County. And one of the ways we do that is by offering these free home maintenance classes. And these classes are sponsored by MG&E, and they're open to anyone who wants to attend. Homeowners, renters, anyone who's even thinking about buying a home can come, and we have either Project Home staff people or professionals who volunteer their time to teach classes. We do classes on plumbing. We do classes on how to weatherize your home. We do classes on how to prevent ice dams. Just a whole gamut of different topics that you might want to learn about. We do these at our office. The Project Home office is 1966 South Stoughton Road. You can check out our website, projecthomewi.org. Also, Facebook and Twitter, we post the dates and the times of the classes. And you can find out what classes are coming up. And if you want to sign up, give us a call. Sign up to come to a free class.
And people need to pre-register, right, for those?
They do need to pre-register. We have a limited space in our training room at the Project Home office. The next class that's coming up is on the 13th of March. We're going to be doing a How to Weatherize Your Home class. Spring and fall is the perfect time to get up in your attic and do some insulating and air sealing. So March 13th is a Wednesday. It's going to be weatherizing your home. Then a week later, on Wednesday, March 20th, we're going to have Don Robbins from HomeSpec teach a class on how to prevent ice dams in your home.
Yeah, that's a big thing this time of year with the ice dams, and a lot of people can learn a lot from those two classes in particular. As we told you before, with the weatherization program, we are experts in how to weatherize your home. I think that's pretty safe to say. So you want to learn for free about some of that stuff, you can come on down to our home maintenance classes. It's a big thing that we can do, and we've got a newly remodeled and laid out training room, which is very comfortable and very, all good viewing angles, and you can ask the questions. Isn't that another thing with all these instructors, Reagan? We get all these instructors to do these courses. They're very good about taking questions.
Yeah, these classes are really popular because homeowners get one-on-one advice and a chance to ask professional contractors one-on-one advice about how to do repairs. A month ago, we had Mike Goth of Goth Plumbing teach a class on how to repair faucets, how to reset a toilet, and the homeowners who came to that class got just a great opportunity to ask a licensed plumber how to do repairs in their home, and that's an advice you can get for free anywhere else.
Well, home maintenance classes, there's information about that on our website as well, Facebook and Twitter, as we mentioned, projecthomewi.org, Facebook and Twitter, check us out. You can find us pretty easily. We want to say thanks to everybody for having us on today for the Access Hour. Thanks to Ken and Amy. And don't forget the pledge drive going on now, so call in 256-2001. Yeah? Am I good there? All right, that's the right phone number, 256-2001. Call in to Wort, go on their website. Those are ways that you can support this type of programming and the great music this particular station puts out there. We want to say thanks to Adam, Kathy, and Reagan for being on. Also Tim Sweeney, Al Terry, Mark Kowald, and Ed Lucas, our guests for tonight's program via the phone. So, we just thank everybody. Thank our sponsors again. Hammer with a Heart and Paint-a-thon. Just one quick thing about that. I think we neglected to mention most of the people we're helping through there are seniors in the community, low-income families, veterans, and people with disabilities or have gone through some serious health issues that set them back. And we can help people. So you can help us by participating in those events. You can help Wort by pledging some money. Thanks for tuning in tonight. That's been the Access Hour. I'll turn it back to Ken.
Where the water's blue and the people
Hi, Ken here, and Amy also. Hi,
Hey,
Amy.
what a great bunch of guests we had on tonight from Project Home.
Yeah, it was a really good program, excellent program, and they had me phoning people outside, and other people volunteered to talk on the phone with them for a while. So there were 4 people in the studio plus 4 or 5 people on the phone. A lot of people involved in this program today.
That's right. Well, and support Ken's work by calling in 256-2001.
Or
right
Jason
now.
Heffman's work, who was the coordinator of this program. So we really need pledges, though. We've gotten one pledge. And it was a generous pledge, and we're okay there, but our goal is higher than that. So,
and we are looking
if we
forward
can
to
have
your generous
256-2001, 866-899-9678. If you can't do it, it's okay. But then think about doing it at another program later on, because I believe that the fundraiser goes through.